My name is Steve. Welcome to my shop. This video is part 2 of my Wilton 3.5 inch bullet vise build or rebuild. I'm actually just doing a cosmetic rebuild on this vise. It was in very good condition. From day one I've been calling it a 3-inch vise. And you'll see in this video where I realize that it's a 3.5 inch as I start cutting the jaws. But before I start the video, I've got a few things that I want to share with you. I've got a couple of items that I found on eBay. I've got an order of material for a new project that's coming up. And I've also got a special project that's coming up. So here we go. I have been searching off and on eBay for some thread micrometers 0 to 1, and I found one. This is a Starrett. It's in a brown and sharp box. It's in beautiful condition. It's a 0 to 1, and it's for thread pitch 14 to 20 threads per inch. I've got a smaller one that's around 30-40 threads per inch. Now I'm going to be looking for the one in between. I'm almost there. So that was an eBay find. Not a bad price. Beautiful condition. Brown and sharp box. The other thing that I picked up on eBay is a brown and sharp micrometer barrel or cartridge, and it measures in 10,000ths. I purchased it originally. I was going to use it for a micrometer stop on my lathe, but it's so nice and such good condition that I may end up doing something else with it. So we'll have to see what happens with that. It's in beautiful, beautiful shape. So I'm going to have to look at some of Stefan's videos and decide what I'm going to do with this micrometer. I've been at my favorite hardware store again. Actually, it's the hardware store that I picked the Wilton vise up at, and I found a die stock for 1.5-inch dies. I didn't have one for 1.5 inch, and I do have some 1.5-inch dies. And this is a TRW number 4. Pretty nice shape. I love the color of it. It's got nice patina on it. One of my next projects coming up is going to require that I finally break down and put the DRO scales that I got from iGaging on my milling machine. I've been putting it off for almost 2 years. It's time to do it. And I picked up the blue DRO. So now I've got a good reason to get started on that. This is the original version of it. They was running a clearance sale on it. I'm always looking for a deal. And so I picked up the blue DRO system. I'll be making a video on the installation of those scales and the setup of the blue DRO. The next thing I want to do is give a shout out to Hobby Metal Kits. I've been buying material from them, and if you just buy a piece or two, the shipping is a little bit expensive, but if you save a few projects, and the shipping is flat rate. So I got a couple of pieces of 7/16 stainless steel rod. Any of you that have been following Mr. Pete's project on the tap wrenches, I'm going to make some tap wrenches, but I'm going to use the 7/16 stainless and polish them. So we'll see how that works. That'll be another video series. My intention is to make a couple of these for Keith Fenner's What's in Your Box contest. I want to make a couple of them and send them off to Keith. Another piece of material that I got is another piece of stainless, and it's actually a customer project that's coming up, and it's the one where I'm actually going to need, or it would be very helpful to have the DRO set up on my milling machine. And this is a piece of material I'll be using for that. I also picked up another piece of 1018 coal roll to make some boring bar holders for my quick change tool post. I've still got some more tool holders that I want to make, and I'll also be doing videos on that. So without any further discussion here, we'll go on to the build. cut the stock for the jaws down to 1/2 inch. That's it, 1/2 inch. One pass. Set up and do the other one. I'm squaring up the end of the aluminum for the new jaws. This is a brand new Niagara cutter, the high-speed steel tooth flute designed for cutting aluminum, and it's really doing a nice job. Okay, I'm going to cut it to length. I found out something very interesting while I was measuring up the jaws. I went to set up the milling machine. I've been calling this a 3-inch vise all along. The jaws are 3.5 inches long. Right on the money, 3.5 inches. I'm using a transfer punch to mark the jaws. Okay, I'm going to take it over to the drill press and drill it and countersink it. I'm using a 3/16 spotting drill to start the hole. Okay, I'm drilling the hole out to 17/64 to match the original. Now I'm going to countersink the holes for the screw. I've got all the parts cleaned up. I got the jaws finished. Now I'm going to put it together for final assembly. Okay, I don't want to put too much grease on this. I want to lubricate it a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit on the key. This is a synthetic grease that I'm using. Very light synthetic white grease. I don't want to put too much on it because I don't want it picking up a lot of dust when it's extended. So I do a fair amount of woodworking out here also. I'll put a little bit on there just to protect it. Okay, jaws line up perfect. I'm going to put some more grease on the screw. Put a little grease on the inside of this thrust face and a little bit on the groove where the horseshoe lock collar sits. Well, there it is. Wilton 3.5-inch bullet vise. Complete cosmetic restoration. Works just great. All I've got to do is mount it to the bench. I think I'm going to put it right there. There's already a hole drilled, and it's got to drill one more hole. And that's it. Well, that wraps up the 3.5-inch Wilton Bullet Vise cosmetic rebuild. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I want to thank all of my subscribers, all my new subscribers. Please like the video, comment. I try and respond to all the comments. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so.